Hello, hi everybody. How are we doing? It's me, John, and I am joined by Sam of the Bronies UK YouTube channel. We are back for a stream. It has been at least a month since we last did anything on the channel.
It is,
It's been a month
but
since we did a stream.
it has. But let's be fair, we have something to talk about. We actually have something to talk about, and it's driven the internet wild. It's taken the world by storm. It's hit international news. It's hit national news. It's hit the charts hugely, and yeah. So we have something to talk about, and it's K-pop Demon Hunters.
And I
Which
have it on
it sounds bizarre that we're talking about this, but this is practically the biggest film on Netflix right now, globally.
I know, right? I remember seeing the trailer for this. But actually, no, before I saw any trailer, I just saw the announcement that Sony Pictures Animation or whatever, they were making a film based on K-pop idols that basically fight demons, and I was like, that sounds really kind of weird and a bit daft, and I wasn't really that bothered by it. And then I saw that then they released the teaser trailer before it went live, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a chance. It might be all right. And then obviously I watched the film literally completely by chance. It went live. I think it was on the 20th of June. It went live on Netflix. And so yeah, I watched it and I was like, wow, wow. It's just literally, I've never. It's literally, I would say, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is the last time I had that feeling of, I don't know, kind of like, when you get like a feeling down your back of your spine kind of thing, but in a good way. It kind of like takes over like your senses in a way, and it's just like everything that I love about animation. I just was like, this is exactly what I love about animation. Um, the songs and everything gave me a lot of nuances. They are taking a lot of nuances from certain things, as well as obviously trying to keep it faithful to Korean culture. When it comes to folklore, when it comes to history, when it comes to certain things, especially the K-pop music industry as well. But yeah, so that was me. I mean, I am not a K-pop. I'm not a connoisseur, shall I say, when it comes to K-pop. I know very little of K-pop as a musical genre, as Korean music. I have listened to the odd song that is part of the K-pop thing. I know of a couple of bands. There's one called BTS and one called Blackpink, which is one of them's an all-boy group and the other one's an all-girl group. But I absolutely know nothing else about it. I have followed like League of Legends, which is it is actually produced the League of Legends game, which is what Arcane is based off of. That is again another Netflix series. So League of Legends is a South Korean produced video game, and also it is hugely popular when it comes to esports, when it comes to e-gaming. And they do massive big campaigns every single year. They have these like massive arenas just like done up with thousands of fans in attendance. And it's streamed live as well over the internet and stuff. It's a massive event. Is League of Legends when it comes to their big like start of a start of a season or the end of a season when it comes to the esports side. And they do have K-pop groups attending those events as well as more Western artists. They kind of do like collaborations with like Western artists as well as K-pop Korean artists as well. So that's as much as I know about the whole thing, really. But so, how about you, Sam? How did you find out about it? Obviously, I have an idea of how you found out about it, but
Well, to be fair, I'll to be completely honest, I knew about it. I mean, before it was released on Netflix, because I did see obviously trailers on YouTube. And I'll be perfectly honest, I only watched the trailer. I probably only watched the first 10 seconds of it, and I just thought, like, I don't think this will be for me. You know, I'm same. I don't know. I know nothing about K-pop. It's not something I've ever listened to, and I
yeah,
really felt like I don't think this film would be for me. And I started seeing people on the MLP communities talking about it quite a lot, like last week, after a couple of days after it was released, and it sort of piqued my interest. And I thought, well, it might be worth checking out. And then I saw your review that you did, and I thought, well, if you really like it, you and me, we've got very similar tastes in film, so I just thought I'll give it a go. And literally, the opening act just sold it to me. And quite literally, after I watched the film, there were three things. One, I need a blue demon kitty. Two, it's been a long time since I've watched a film that has just made me happy and blown away the blues and the cobwebs, and just made you feel happy. And three, I have now watched K-pop Demon Hunters a total of 5 times in the last week. So I think I might be a little bit addicted, but generally, I have never seen a film blow up like this.
No.
I had a bit of a look into it the other day. It's #1 on Netflix in 26 countries. It's the soundtrack is #3 on Spotify globally, and the soundtrack is #1 on is it
Spotify?
iCloud? Not Spotify, iTunes.
iTunes.
#1 on iTunes. It's #3 on Spotify globally. Netflix, it's basically the highest rated film we've ever had. It's so far cropped up something like over 300 million watches. The fan base is insane. They've practically verified more or less there's going to be a sequel, there's going to be a TV series. And yeah, it's just insane that this film literally overnight has become the biggest phenomenon on Netflix. The only other thing that is basically on the same level is Squid Games. And quite literally, Squid Games is like the #1 TV series being watched on Netflix. K-pop Demon Hunters is the #1 film being watched on Netflix, and that's globally. And that is just crazy. Again, it's Sony Animation. They are just knocking out amazing films. I mean, you think about the Spider-Verse films, like the first 2 Spider-Verse films. They did incredibly well. And again, we're looking at the same studio, the same people, and again, they've made an incredible film. And I'm really surprised this was not released in the cinemas, because it probably would have hit 1 billion easy. I have heard rumours that they might be doing a cinematic release because of just how well received it's been. But yeah, absolutely incredible. I've never seen a film blow up like this. Like everything from the animation, the music, it's bringing people together. It's creating a community. And hell, I even could say we're looking at a Bronies fan base 2.0. That this is the next big thing, and I generally am really quite interested to see where it's going to go.
Yeah, I completely agree with what you're saying. Is that it seems to be a pretty interesting. I mean, I've seen a lot of people kind of doing cosplay stuff at the moment for it, doing artwork for it. People doing covers of the songs. It has, just like My Little Pony. Obviously this is primarily talking about ponies on this channel, but yeah, we do from time to time like to talk about other things. I would like to just stress in the stream, people would have seen the video because I did originally upload my K-pop Demon Hunters review up on this channel. I decided to take it down and I re-edited it and I put it up on the main channel because I thought it might might do better on my main channel than this one. Because I noticed some friends of mine that we know from going to conventions over the years that have also seen it and also have been talking about it and doing fan art of it and that. So I generally thought to put it on my main channel, my other channel on YouTube, but again, it's a really weird thing because even though it's incredibly popular, my review hasn't really been acknowledged very much, as in likes or comments or anything like that. But
Yesterday's news, mate. Yesterday's news. Just no one cares anymore.
Pretty much. But to be honest with you, that seems to happen a lot on YouTube these days, unfortunately. But that's a
Yeah,
discussion.
there is a bit, can't escape it. But
Yeah,
it's crazy, really. I've been, I mean, quite literally, as I said, this film has hit international mainstream news because of how big it is. There was literally the BBC. For those who don't know, who maybe don't live in the UK, the BBC, British Broadcasting Channel, whatever they call it. Basically, the BBC is like the UK's main broadcasting agency. They've been around like forever. They broadcast news, radio, like the mainstream kind of one, really. And yeah, they literally the other day on the BBC's main website, there was literally an article had been written about K-pop Demon Hunters, and literally, it's just crazy how this film is becoming internationally recognised. Um, Considering that, like you're my idol, the final song that the Saja Boys do in the finale of the film,
yeah,
that is literally being that's up for an award. So is Golden, the Huntrix's single in the film. That's also up for a music award. I mean, in a
yeah,
way, we're looking at songs by fictional groups that don't actually exist potentially getting awards because they've been so well received on a music level that people love the music, so they're potentially up for awards. And it's just insane. I've never seen anything like this happen before. I mean, it's been quite a while as well since there's been a film that I've enjoyed it so much that I could watch it multiple times, like over the course of a week.
yeah.
And yeah, it's just absolutely blown me away. And there's been some really interesting things that people have spotted in the film that I didn't notice. Spoilers if no one's seen the film, spoilers, because I am about to discuss something that you may spoil it if you've not seen it. So spoilers. So um oh, I forget his bloody name now. The main demon character, the lead guy of the Saja Boys. I completely forget his name.
You know,
Edom, thank you. Yeah, interesting thing. You know, at the opening of the film where you see the first generation of hunters fighting the demons for the first time. It's
yeah,
like feudal Japan.
yeah,
You literally see his mum and sister there. They're there when the demons first appear. You actually do see. I didn't notice this, but they're there, and also he's also there as well. He actually appears in his demon form with other demons. So it looks like that opening bit is set probably just after he becomes a demon, just before the first hunters show up. So in a way, it's almost like telling his story, but in a real subtle way. I didn't notice this. I actually saw a video on TikTok earlier today where somebody was talking about it. And then another really interesting thing is it's it's basically shown that if you look at the hunters throughout the ages in the opening little montage that they do, as the years progress and the music changes, um, the hunters are always together. They're always like together as a group, if you will. But
mm,
as we know, part of the story is that Huntrix are sort of breaking apart. And what's sort of interesting, there's a lot of people beginning to speculate that the Homoon, the protective barrier that protects the wild from the demon world, there's this really interesting theory going around that the golden Homoon can actually be created, and instead, when at the end of the film, when sort of they reunite and they all come back together and they create a new one, it's
mm,
all multicolored. It's completely different. So there's sort of a theory that the golden Homu it wasn't quite
just
able to be created,
no.
so something else has taken its place.
Mm,
And again, it all falls down to Rumi, who is, as we know, a half demon. She's a hybrid. She's part demon. So there's a lot of theories about that as to whether or not her sort of birth was not accidental, that it's been done to create a new Harmoon to protect humanity. There's some really interesting theories going around. Oh, definitely worth looking into.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I mean, you're always going to get fan theories and stuff that people are. I mean, obviously, I sent you a couple of videos, didn't I? Like the what their actual weapons are based on in the Korean thing is that like obviously Rumi having a sword, and then yeah, all the different weapons and then the different symbols on the weapons, and it is pretty cool just how much, because obviously Maggie Kang, obviously one of the people that directed this film and created the film as well. Um, basically, Maggie Kang, she basically obviously she grew up in Korea. She is South Korean. She's Korean. But she obviously, I believe, I don't know if she's in America or lives in America, but anyway. But yeah, so basically, it was her idea to come up with this film, and her husband is kind of like the co-producer, co-director of it. Um, but what's really interesting is just how much detail they went into this, and it doesn't feel like it's, you know what I mean? It doesn't feel like it's been forced or anything. It feels natural. It feels like this is generally kind of like what the folklore feels like when it comes to Korean culture. I mean, I don't know much about Korean past culture or Korean culture compared to say Japanese culture, for instance. Because obviously I am very interested in Japanese culture in history and stuff, and when it comes to the Edo period and so on, and the shogun, the time of the shogun and all that, and but yeah, it's basically kind of, I found that very interesting, and I found like the folklore stuff when it comes to ancient history is really interesting to me. But yeah, I mean, I'm quite surprised just how much I really enjoyed this film. Though I really am. It's like I just said a moment ago. I know very little, if not anything, really about the whole thing when it comes to that music. But the thing is that what I love about this is that there's people that are loving this film, even though they do not really know much about K-pop at all, or K-pop or Korean culture. They don't know much about any of it, but yet it's kind of like a universal thing is that people that don't know much about it and those that do, they're kind of embracing this on two like different sides of the coin. But they're embracing this film and giving it really good reviews on both sides, whether they know of it, or know about what it's based on or not. And that's the beautiful thing is that when a film like this happens, you don't really need to know the ins and outs of their culture to really fully understand or enjoy something. I think that lands with the good writing. I mean, obviously, the writing for this is Spawn, and the music is Spawn. The people that actually produce the music for this actually do work with some of the biggest K-pop groups in the business. So, and people have actually broken down some of the songs that you can actually listen, you can actually hear nuances in the songs that are like based on like Blackpink songs, BTS songs, and a couple of other bands, K-pop groups. So they've taken like nuances from actual now K-pop groups, and they've kind of like harmonized it and kind of changed it up a little bit. But for those people that know of K-pop, they're hearing all this like references to certain songs when it comes to like how the beat drops and how this happens and so on and so forth. It's like the arrangement is quite similar to say a song that's been out for a bit or whatever. Um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I really do love this film. I really do. I mean, I've only watched it 3 times. I thought, but I'm definitely going to watch it again this weekend. Um, but yeah, I loved it. I mean, the songs just spoke to me on a different level because obviously each song has a different meaning. What I love as well is that the songs drive the narrative of the song of the film as well. It's like it's not just a random song that they all sing. It's not just a random. It's not just put in there just for the sake of it. There is a reason that they sing these songs at certain points of the film. They drive the narrative of what's going on in the scene and what's going on in the scenario. So like at the beginning, it's just a fun one. It's when you finally meet Rumi, Mira, and Zoe for the first time on the plane, and they're arriving at their gig on the and everything, and they have to do this like post like pre kind of like ritual thing they do, which have the like what I call like instant cup pot noodle thing. In the UK, we call them pot noodles, but obviously in Japan they're known as ramen, and China it's ramen. But
You would
anyway,
insult someone from Korea, Japan, and China if you gave them a pot noodle. It would just be a massive insult. Here, this is the British version of ramen. Why do you give me this filth? You offended me. Bring me my sword. You know, yeah. Apologies to everybody over on the other side of the pond, but us Brits really did screw up noodles with pot noodles. But anyway,
yeah,
John, sorry, mate, I kind of cut in there. Yeah, go on.
I see what you're saying. Is like, yeah, pot noodles are not good. There are better noodles out there. Instant noodles. But anyway, but that whole thing, that whole beginning sequence when you first meet the trio for the first time, and it's just great. It just drives the narrative. It drives. You see their personalities shine through in that moment. Um, and see how good they are in a fight as well. So obviously they fight quite a few demons on that plane. And it's just really cool. It's just absolutely awesome. Just see how cool they are as characters, and that really drives you in, and it makes you kind of like, this is interesting. This is good. Um, Speaking of demon cats, I have a cat right now. Hello, putty cat. But yeah, so but obviously, like the songs are just fantastic. I mean, my favorite personal songs from the film are I like Takedown, but I would say if I had to pick my favorite, I mean, I love Golden. Don't get me wrong, Golden's a flipping great song. But for me, I like Your Idol more. Well, I like Your Idol, which is the Sarja Boys, but I like the very last one, which is the Somebody Like Me, I think it's called. Somebody like
That Rumi sings. Yeah, I
yeah,
like that one as well. It's got a lot of meaning to it. I like the lyrics to it. Like one of the lyrics is the song we couldn't write. This is what it sounds like.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
which I really like because the song itself is sort of saying, we were broken, but now we're together again, and this is us. And in fact, it's there's that whole transformation as well where their outfits become pure white. It's like being born again. There's a lot
yeah,
a bit of biblical sort of allegory to it almost. I know where you come from. I love the last two songs. I love them. I love Golden as well. Don't get me wrong, Golden's really good, but the last two songs are really the best. But again, I'm not bashing it in any way, but in a film like this, that's especially based upon music, normally the last two songs in the film are normally the best ones because they're the last part of the film. So that's what it's all leading up to.
exactly, yeah. I mean, what I love is that Your Idol is kind of like my favorite out of the two for the Sasha Boy songs. Because even though Soda Pop's a fun, catchy song, I get, and it's a good song. I like it.
Lives in your head rent free.
It does, it
It was
doesn't,
going round and round in my head on Tuesday in the office.
yeah.
I was just sat there like trying to think. It's just like all I've got in my head is K-pop Demon Hunters. It's all I can think about. I have to go home. I want to go home and watch it. I want to watch it. It's just like I was just going through my head constantly.
And don't get me wrong, I love all the songs. To be honest, all the songs are great. But for me personally, I think my favourites are definitely Golden, Your Idol, and Someone Like Me. I think it's called Somebody Like Me, Someone Like Me, which is the very last song, which is with Mira, Zoe, and Rumi. But what I love about that is kind of like how it starts off with like a very low key, and then it builds and it builds, and then you get like the ensemble thing with Mira and Zoe coming into it. I just thought this is like a multi-layered song that has so much meaning. It really does have a lot of meaning, and it's just beautifully sung, beautifully arranged. The arrangement of that song's incredible. All of the songs, to be honest. They definitely are working with somebody behind the scenes of this film who really knows their stuff when it comes to music production, especially EDM stuff. Because I've noticed a lot of South Korean music, like K-pop stuff, there is little. It's EDM. It's electronic dance music, basically all produced over on like on a computer software with like synthesizers and stuff and all that kind of jazz. So it is electric dance EDM stuff, really, mostly. Which I do listen to a lot of. I mean, I do like my EDM stuff, my electronic dance music. I do like that type of genre of music, anyway. But yeah, it's just I really love that film. I mean, like I say, I've only watched it 3 times, but there will certainly be many more times. I do know that they are released. They have finally. It's up for pre-order now. You can get the vinyl now. They're releasing a vinyl and a physical CD album for the soundtrack, which I would like to get hold of at some point, as I do like my vinyl. So I would definitely like to get the vinyl at some point. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I love the soundtrack. It's just so good. Yeah, it really, really is. I mean, I also like the song "Free" as well, which is the song between Rumi and Ginu, uh, which kind of like speaks volumes to like them both. That like obviously their issues going on. That they're very self conscious about their patterns, and obviously Ginu kind of feeling guilty about technically abandoning. Ugh, can't get my words out. You know what I mean? What he did in the film with his family and that kind of like turned away from him, and he feels guilty of that. So kind of that side of it, and then Rumi kind of like she's ashamed, even though they fight demons, but she can't open up to Mira and Zoe. She feels she can't open up. She has to keep it secret. She has to just keep fighting so that the patterns will fade and go away. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to more. I definitely want more. It's going to be a while because with it being CGI, I hope it doesn't do a whole thing where I don't mind having a TV series based on it, but I'm hoping they don't lose. I hope they don't kind of get too ahead of themselves, like a lot of production with stuff where you start off very, very positively, and then it starts to kind of go, oh, what they're doing, and then they kind of like just keep going just for the hell of it, just ride it out, which is a little bit like what they did with like G5 of MLP. And it started
Yeah.
off promising, and then it just went downhill. I hope that isn't the case with K-pop Demon Hunters. I definitely want another film. I definitely want another film sequel or a continuation in some shape or form, whether it's a TV series. I mean, there is a lot of potential for this to be something very great. There is potential for this to be more than what it is. You know, like I said, they definitely are wanting to do. Some people are saying they want maybe like series based on like the past
Yeah.
hunters. So like starting off with like the first generation and through the generations. So we could get spin-off series that is based on the past hunters. So you get like a proper rounded narrative of like how it started, why it started, when the demons first started to appear in our world, all that kind of jazz. You know, it would be cool to kind of get that explained a little bit and definitely see them characters from the past. I mean, obviously, I would definitely like to see something in regards to Rumi's mother, because obviously we found out Rumi's mother is actually one of the singers from a past Hunter group, which was the Sunlight Sisters, I believe they were called.
Yeah, I think so. Either Sunlight Sisters or Starlight Sisters.
Something like that.
Yeah, so yeah.
But yeah, because obviously she passed away. Obviously, I don't know what the reason is. I don't know, but obviously her Rumi's mother passed away. So and a lot of people are kind of saying obviously she fell in love with a demon and everything, and that would be an interesting kind of arc to find out a bit more about. You don't necessarily have to do it as a prequel series. You could maybe do like a flashback or something. I don't know. You could do something where maybe like her, because obviously it's her auntie, it's her Rumi's aunt that brings her up, Rumi up. As from a small child to being an adult basically, and becoming an idol. So you could probably do something where it comes from her. It could be like something with her, like she's basically talking to Rumi, like what was my mum like, kind of in conversation, and it kind of goes in like past tense, so you kind of get a little bit more of her as a person through like past tense, through like memories. They could do it that way if they want to. It's just kind of like there is a lot of like questions still to be answered, and I do know Maggie Kang and Chris Applehans, I think his name is, her husband. Um, while making this film, they have actually come up with ideas for future stuff, like another film. I know the voice actors, I know the people that worked on this film when it comes to the singers as well as the voice actors, because there's actually like what's really interesting with this film is that three different groups of people that worked on this film when it comes to the vocal side. Obviously you've got the voice actors that did the speaking parts, and then you've got two sets of people that came into the studio for the singing. But it's only for one particular song where you got a different group of girls singing for it, because obviously you've got a bit like MLP, like Equestria Girls, for instance, or what have you. You had those that did the voice only, and then you had somebody else come in to do the singing part, which was for Twilight, for instance. I believe Pinkie Pie. Yes, Pinkie Pie was a different singer. And then you got the Dazzlings. You got the voice actors, and then you got the singers that were different for the Dazzlings as well. So yeah, they did it a few times in MLP, French Biz Magic, and Equestria Girls, where they used different artists or different people to do the singing parts for certain characters. And that was definitely no different for K-pop Demon Hunters, because they did like the whole, also the voice side, the vocal side, and then the singing was by I think that the three lasses that did the singing in all of the songs, so that the ones that primarily did the whole soundtrack, did the singing for the whole soundtrack, I think they are part of an actual girl group in Korea. I don't know, but I know there's another group of lasses called basically there's by a group name, a K-pop idol name called Thrice, TWICE. That's Thrice, I think it's pronounced. So there's basically a group of lasses. It's actually, I think there's about 5 or 6 girls in this group, but obviously there's only three singers for the film. And so there's actually the song Takedown. There's actually 2 versions of that song. There's the actual one that was actually included into the film, which is the actual song sung by the actual singers that they brought in for the film. And then there's actually another version of it by 3 members of the band, a girl band called Thrice, as well. So there's 2 versions of that. So they actually had 2 sets of singers coming in as well, and they actually had a vocal group, so actual speaking part actors, so a voice actor. But I think the voice acting was really good as well. We have to say something about the voice acting, because a lot of these people have not actually voice acted before. I know the guy who voiced for Genu. This is his first voice acting gig. He has done on-screen. He's an on-screen actor as well as he's mostly an on-screen actor. He hasn't really done much animation. But the guy who voiced Genu, he basically, I think it was either his agent or it was Maggie Kang. Basically, when she was reaching out to find that to the people that she thought would actually really do a good job representing those characters that she created. I think because obviously they're all based off actual idols as well. Like how they look. Like Genu is actually based off 2 idols, 2 male idols. I've forgotten the names, but there's actually 2 guys that Jinu's kind of modelled after when it comes to like personality and his style. And then obviously Rumi, Mira, and Zoe, they're kind of based off other members as well, from female groups. So like they took a lot of nuances from groups that are definitely in the business right now. Definitely took a lot of nuances from like how they kind of design the characters, like based off of certain actual real life artists and stuff and singers. But yeah, I mean, I think the guy who voiced Genu, I think he did a great job as Genu. He definitely, yeah, I thought he came over well. When it comes to the girls that voiced for Mira, Zoe, and Rumi, I have absolutely no idea if they've done animation before, but I have actually seen an actual. I've actually seen a couple of interviews since the film came out with those 3 girls, and for the part of it, I think they fell in love with the film while making it, providing their voices. And I do know all the voice cast definitely want more themselves because they see potential in this. I know the voice actor for Genu, he's a massive, like, he's a bit of a nerd when it comes to animation. He loves anime, as an anime fan. So, I mean, obviously, Japanese animation is coming on streaks and forms when it's actually standing up quite strongly next to Japanese animation. I mean, I recommend a series called Solo Leveling, which is actually by the manga for that, or the comic book, whatever, graphic novel, is actually by a Korean artist. It's not Japanese. I thought it was. I thought Solo Leveling was Japanese totally, but no, it's actually created by a South Korean artist, manga artist, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, that's a beautiful, absolutely fantastic. It has everything I love when it comes to violence. But yeah, it's just so good. But yeah, South Korean animation's really coming on really well. I mean, as well, what's really interesting as well with K-pop Demon Hunters is that obviously Sony Pictures Animation is the same. I think it's the same team. I think it's the same people that worked on the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse films. Because if you look at the animation process, where the animation comes over, it's relatively similar. It's quite similar to the Into the Spider-Verse films, where the way that it comes over, like it's like photorealistic in a way, not photorealistic, but the way it comes over, it feels, I don't know, it feels weird. The way it comes over is different to like other animated films. It just has it comes over differently. I mean, I do love the Into the Spider-Verse films. I think they are fantastic. I really do. But who knows? I mean, will we get any more? I really hope so. I mean,
there is a short coming out later on this year.
Okay.
I don't know anything about it. I literally found out about it recently, but it turns out there is an actual short coming out later this year for K-pop Demon Hunters. Whether or not it's going to be something that'll launch a sequel or a series, or I don't know. But it has been confirmed there is a short coming out on Netflix later this year. So I don't quite know how that's going to fit in. I mean, it could just be like a simple thing. Maybe we just get to see the Huntrix girls chilling and living, and they've now got that big blue cute demon tiger living with them, and that's like their pet or their mascot or something.
I mean, there's obviously, we all know that Gino's not dead.
No, his soul's inside Rumi's sword.
Yes. So that it goes for all the demons. All the demons they actually slay, they actually end up in their weapons. They kind of get like they can get sealed away. But it'd be kind of interesting to see whether if Gino does come back, or if the Saja boys do come back, all of them, or if they just bring Gino back. Because I do know there is a lot of fan want for Gino and Rumi to possibly you know,
Get
uh,
together.
get together.
Well,
There's a
the
lot
funny thing was, it turns out that was sort of an
of.
original plan. Originally, in the final scene, they were actually going to kiss. Um,
I remember,
before
yeah,
he, but they decided to cut that out because they didn't really want to go down that route. I can kind of see why, because you can argue whether or not there's any love or romance aspect with the two characters. I mean, there is on a subtle level, but I think largely that they didn't. I don't think they wanted to go down that route because they want. I think they wanted to avoid um, that cliche.
yeah,
So, I mean, I think he'll come back definitely because I said Ruby's got his soul. Because if you actually look at what happens when they kill a demon, it's effectively goes back to the Demon King. If you actually watch in the final battle, every time they kill a demon, its soul flies back to the Demon King and he absorbs it. Whereas when when he gives his soul to Rumi as he's sort of like dying, his soul's pure blue and it goes into her sword. Whereas when it's a normal demon, the soul is shown as being sort of red. So I think in a way he gave her his humanity. So yeah, he could show up again in some way. It'd be quite interesting. But I'm kind of curious what the because one of the questions somebody's asked actually that I was reading about, like people were discussing it on Reddit. No surprise, there's now a big Reddit community for K-pop demon hunters. Um, one of the questions somebody asked, which I actually think is a very valid point, there must be other hunters across the world because the Hamoon covers the whole world. It isn't just covering Korea. So it would make sense that there are other hunters in different parts of the world defending it. So for example, in this universe, for all we know, bands like like really popular British bands like the Beatles and Black Sabbath, they in that world they could be hunters. I'd love to see Ozzy kicking demon ass. I would love that.
that would be interesting. That would be really interesting. Like, yeah, yeah, that's definitely
Yeah.
an interesting
I
one.
just pictured a Black Sabbath concert, and then the next thing you know, you've got Ozzy pulling out a sword or something and just fighting demons. It'd be brilliant.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean, we don't know what the future may bring. I mean,
Mm.
like you say, I mean, when it comes to demons, when it comes to like the whole like folklore, when it comes to demons and stuff like that, it is a worldwide thing. You've got like history with demonic stuff when it comes to here in the UK, in America, uh, obviously Japan, Korea, China, all time, not Taiwan, all around the world. They've all got folklore that is based around the whole demon thing. Uh, when it comes to like Buddhist kind of teachings, because like obviously Japan, Korea, China, Taiwan, Thailand, they all kind of have like a Buddhist. They're Buddhist temples, they have Buddhist teachings and all that kind of stuff within their cultures. Um, so this is where it all stems from. Is mostly a Buddhist teachings, and like the way like that they're kind of when they incorporate things with their folklore when it comes to like demons and deities and stuff. Um, which I really do find fascinating. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, who knows? I mean, I do hope Netflix don't kill this thing because there is definite. I would be very surprised if Netflix decide not to go forward with K-pop Demon Hunters because I know Netflix is a great service, but at the same time, the people behind it, the guy who's in charge of the main guy who come up with Netflix in the first place, the rich twat, uh, he's a bit of an asshole. He doesn't give a rat's ass about fan bases. He don't give a shit about anything. You could make a
I've heard the
decision.
stories, mate. There's
Yeah,
a lot of directors and producers and even actors that have done Netflix stuff and have basically said that the reason why the series or the films never had a sequel is basically because of the high ups. there's a couple of seasons I know about which never had any continuation, despite them having a big fan base. For example, there's a series I quite like called Mindhunter, and they only ever did 2 seasons, and there's been one for a third season. And only recently, this year, they finally said they're going to do it. And there's been people pestering Netflix for 5 or 6 years for a third season. So, but yeah, I've heard the stories and stuff. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's Sony Animation that own the rights to the film anyway. It's not it may be a Netflix exclusive. Hi Sam, Silver Moon's joined us. It may be a Netflix exclusive, but it's a Sony Entertainment, Sony Animation film.
Yeah.
So essentially, a sequel could easily be done. It just, because Netflix wouldn't necessarily have to green light it. It just, they ultimately just have the streaming rights. And again, if a sequel does indeed happen, it could potentially just end up being a full cinema release first, and then going on to streaming. But ultimately, with Sony Animation being the overall owners of it, obviously Netflix just have the streaming rights. The ball's in Sony's park, really.
That's true.
So fingers crossed on that.
That's true. I mean, obviously, it is more of a streaming thing when it comes to Netflix. Even though Netflix say it's a Netflix original, but end of the day, Netflix just put the money towards something. They just put money towards it, and they technically kind of put the name as a credit as a producer. So whenever you see Netflix original, it's not actually Netflix having really had no kind of.
Yeah, isn't there only one film on Netflix that is actually a proper, it's Netflix everything, funded, produced, directed, everything is 100% Netflix. I can't remember the name of the film, but I have heard there is only like one film that is basically owned by Netflix because it's all funded and everything is Netflix. I can't remember the name of it, but there is apparently one film that is Netflix sunk something like 200 million into it, and it's fully owned by Netflix.
I've absolutely no idea. There probably will be there might be a couple of them that are mostly just it's all Netflix owned, but for the most part, I mean, if you go to Netflix to pitch something, which is a lot of obviously a lot of people go to Netflix because it's a lot easier as an independent creator to pitch something to Netflix and it possibly getting green lit. So a lot of people do go to Netflix if as an independent artist, but like I mean, obviously you've got like a lot of like stuff that's in production in Japan, like Japanese animation, for instance. Like obviously Netflix has probably next to Crunchyroll probably one of the largest collections of anime on when it comes to streaming platforms.
Just to reply there, Sam's asked how have we been? Good, Sam. I am doing well, thank you. Doing well. Looking forward to TF Nation. Not long to go now. What is it? 5 weeks, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, but I am looking forward to that.
It's about a month away.
Yeah. It is a month. It's literally a month. Yeah, it's a month. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, a month ish. But yeah, we're all good, Sam. Doing well. Looking forward to TF Nation. Really, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, same here.
And yeah, talking about K-pop Demon Hunters and generally, amazed at how utterly blown away this film has become and just the general global impact of it. but yeah, we're doing well. We're doing well. I hope everything's doing well in your neck of the woods, Sam.
Yes, definitely. I'm doing good as well. Thank you for asking. Just chilling out on a Saturday evening. Talking about K-pop Demon Hunters with him over there, with Sam. Yeah. But yes, I'm doing good, and I'm looking forward. Definitely, I'm looking forward to TF Nation. Cannot wait. Always look forward to it. I think I've missed out on the whole getting a ticket thing for the Transformers 1 screening. I think it was really limited to a certain amount of people. I don't know, but the ticket went on sale earlier today, and it's looking like apparently you have to have a Friday ticket for it to work. Apparently, I didn't know that. I heard of it going up, but one of the catches is you have to have a Friday ticket in order for you to gain access to this Transformers 1 screening. So if you're somebody that hasn't bought a Friday ticket, you can't get a ticket to see Transformers 1 because it's like an add-on to the Friday. Because that makes sense in a way to a degree, because usually on a Friday night they do a screening, don't they? At TF Nation on a Friday night they usually have either the 86 film or something, and like in an alternative panel room. But instead of doing that, you're going across to see Cineworld to see that. But they actually are renting out a whole screen for us. I think I might have just missed out on that, but it don't matter. I have got the film anyway, so it doesn't matter. And it is streaming on Paramount Plus. Support Transformers 1. Support Transformers 1. It deserves a sequel. It deserves a trilogy. Paramount, you assholes for saying no to it. But even,
Yeah, it won't get one, mate. It just didn't. It didn't make enough money. That's the main reason that it was not a success. Partly because of the advertising. I fully will say that the advertising killed that film.
Yes. There was no, yeah. It was non-existent. It was absolutely non-existent. The whole campaign thing, media campaign thing, was non-existent. The trailers they decided to greenlit to try and get bums on seats were like the worst trailers ever made. Yeah. Sam, good to hear. Can't wait to see you guys at TFN either. I'm doing okay, thanks. Good to see. Out of interest, have you seen K-pop Demon Hunters yet, Sam? I do recommend it. What we're talking about today, K-pop Demon Hunters. It is a good film. I definitely feel MLP vibes from it when it comes to mostly the Equestria Girl side. I don't know. I haven't said that in the stream yet, but I do get MLP Equestria Girl vibes from this when it comes to kind of like the comedy side of it, and the fact that obviously they are actual girls instead of ponies, and everything. I don't know what Sam's doing. He seems to be playing with something. I'm going to turn Sam's screen off because he's playing.
Got a dog. Dog's just being crabby. He doesn't want to come and say hello. What are you doing, Dex? Dexter. Oh, Dexter dog. No, he's not coming out. You're in crabby, dog. You're in crabby. Yeah, it's just, he doesn't want to.
No.
Off he goes, there he goes. It's just, he doesn't want to say hello. He's being crabby.
Now, I do recommend K-pop Demon Hunters does, Sam. I think you'll enjoy it. If you're, obviously, I know you're a fan of My Little Pony, of course, and you like, obviously, with it being a musical sort of thing, I think you like it. I mean, I know nothing about K-pop as music. I know nothing about K-pop as music, as a music genre. I know nothing, hardly anything. But yeah, I really enjoyed this film, and I think you'd like it as well. I have a feeling you might enjoy it. It's just got a really good. The comedy's good, the writing's good, the songs are good. It's just a really good watch. I really recommend it. LOL, NLP vibes. Yeah, what I mean is I see kind of Equestria Girls vibes. The human side Equestria Girls. I kind of get Equestria Girl vibes from it when it comes to kind of like them as a group of friends. They're kind of like, I don't know. There's just something about it where I do kind of get a little bit of Equestria Girl vibes from it. I don't know about you, Sam. Do you get any vibes from like?
Yeah, especially sort of the end with the final two songs. I get a very kind of battle of the bands sort of vibe to it.
The Dazzlings kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a bit different. I mean, it is in retrospect a bit darker than obviously MLP than Equestrian Girls is, but it still has that aesthetic to it.
Mm.
The thing is, if K-pop Demon Hunters, if it's one thing, it's definitely showing. It's that you can create a film like this, and it can appeal to anybody. And that's sort of, I think, quite an important thing, because I know this whole thing of trying to create stuff so to quote people can see themselves, all that jazz, which I've never understood. But then you've got a film like K-pop Demon Hunters, and to be fair, hell, we can even throw MLP into the mix, because characters like that you can relate to, but you can relate to characters in MLP quite easily. And even if you don't relate to a character in K-pop Demon Hunters, I don't think I haven't seen a single review yet where people haven't said they at least haven't enjoyed it. But then the thing is, in a way, the central story about Rumi and her hiding sort of a part of herself, anybody can relate to that, because aren't we all hiding stuff? There's always maybe a part of ourselves that we don't show. So in a way, anybody can relate to that particular story, and it's very refreshing as well. Like as a film, it's been a long time since I've seen a film that has really been this well received,
Yeah.
and has really united so many people. It says a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it has become pretty popular within the MLP fan base. I mean, I don't know what they're like as people, because obviously we've never met any other fellow fans of this film. I know the MLP fan base, yeah, obviously you're going to get some rotten apples in every fan base, but I think for the most part, the MLP fan base, like the Brony Pegasus fan bases or whatever you want to label it as, they are very welcoming. They are very good people. They are nice people. Yes, you get some that are a bit socially awkward or whatnot, or maybe on the spectrum somewhere, which I completely understand, because obviously, I've got many friends that are on that. I've got friends that I've met from going to conventions that are part of the Transformers fan base, as well as people that are anime fans, and video game fans, and so on, that are on the spectrum somehow. I mean, our fellow friend Lawrence, he isn't here with us this evening, but he has Asperger's syndrome. So it's all good. I mean, we're all friends. Everyone can. I think the world needs a little bit more. It's okay to like things, and it's okay to
More unity.
about unity. Yeah, it's all about unity. No matter whether you're a fan of MLP, Equestria Girls, whether we're talking about Pastel Ponies, for instance, something like that, it doesn't matter. Whatever, it's all about unity. It's all about coming together as a group of people that like the same thing.
Do you think we could, go and the next time some crazy dictators want to start a war, do you think if we just went, hang on, instead of starting a war, may we not suggest K-pop Demon Hunters and Rainbow Rocks? Watch that. You'll feel great. You won't want to start a war. Who knows?
It would be nice if it was that simple, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I mean, hopefully South Korea are blasting the soundtrack of K-pop Demon Hunters into North Korea, and also broadcasting the film on loop into North Korea so everybody can watch it.
Yeah.
Then Kim Jong-un's government could be like, "Great leader, the people are revolting. They don't want you anymore. They want K-pop Demon Hunters." Great leader, is that K-pop Demon Hunters you're watching right now? You betray us all. How could you do this? What do you mean? You're gonna bring in democracy? Why? So everybody can enjoy the film? Are you mad? Yeah, I'm all for it. If we can bring world peace, yeah. K-pop Demon Hunters MLP does that. I'm happy. But yeah, just to throw it out there to Sam Silvermoon who's watching, you will love in K-pop Demon Hunters. I know for a fact you will love the big blue demon tiger kitty. It is awesome. I want one. I need one. Actually, John, could you maybe show a picture of the big blue kitty?
Sam's laughing at you at your badness.
Indeed.
Yes, I can do that.
Yeah, we need to show Sam the big blue kitty, and then she might just be like, right, I need to watch it just for the big blue demon kitty. Because he's awesome and I want one. Bloody hell, mate! There's nothing in your eyes. Like the lights are on. It's like your eyes is just sort of like it's almost like there's nobody in your eyes. Like, John, are you there? No. Trying to remember how to Google.
Strange, I got bloody found it. There it is. Finally found it. Give me a second. Why is it? What the fuck's going on here? Just give me 1 second. For some reason, it's gone and changed over to a different bloody.
So anyway, so while John's doing that, yeah, Big Blue Tiger Kitty is just awesome. I love him. He when he first showed up, I was just like, I need one of these. I need a big blue demon kitty. He's awesome. He's a bit like a big Cheshire cat. I love him. You know, if this was a team, if this was a work meeting and we were on Teams right now, everybody would be like, "Who hired this guy? Who hired John?" Seriously, he doesn't know how to he doesn't know how to share an image.
I do. I just ended up in the wrong flipping window. What is it doing? It seems to be like going to different windows. I don't know what's going on here. It's literally opening up in a separate window, even though I'm. Fucking hate windows. Give me 1 second, folks. I will get it. It's just bloody annoying. Right, finally, let's try now.
Oh, great! I can't do it because I don't have permission to. I don't have the permissions to do it. Great. Here we go. There's Holt, the big blue demon kitty. I love the big blue demon kitty. He's awesome. He looks like a big Cheshire cat. I love him.
He does. He is awesome.
I don't know if Sam can see it. You're saying it's saying I'm not allowed to see it, that I have to watch the thing.
I don't understand what she's on about. It just come up in real time.
No, wait. No, she can see him. She can see him. I love him. He's awesome. He's like a big blue Cheshire cat. I love him.
Yeah. He is awesome. When he first shows up, it's just so funny with the whole thing with the whole.
The plant pot. Yeah.
Yeah. It is really cool.
I want a plush of that. I do know that there's an official plush, but I'll be honest, I don't really like the look of it because it just looks really cheap. A lot of people have sort of said that, so it's like, yeah, I'd love to get this. I really might actually wait a few months because eventually people will start making like nice plushes of that, and I want a plushie of that kitty, deep blue demon kitty. I mean, interesting fact, it sort of it's not really a spoiler for the film, but what it's not actually a demon; it's actually a guardian spirit. Because when it first shows up as a scene, if you watch it, it eventually actually jumps into a statue of a tiger. So it's basically implied it's a guardian spirit. But it is awesome and it's adorable. And I want to cuddle it. I want to cuddle him, but I can't. It's like, it's just unfortunately, unless there's anybody out there that knows how to build a portal, so I can go and just grab this demon, this nice big blue Cheshire Cat style tiger, and just have him, and then I've got my own. It's brilliant. And while you're at it, if you can build a portal to do that, can you also build me a portal so I can have my own dragon? I'd be pretty happy with that as well. Uh, but yeah,
I'll just be happy with a portal to Equestria, to be honest.
yeah, I'd take that as well. I'll take a portal there. I'd take a portal to most places actually. But yeah, that was the amazing Cheshire Cat style blue tiger in K-pop Demon Hunters. That is just absolutely fantastic, and I really hope if there is going to be a sequel, I hope there should be. I really hope that he ends up sort of becoming the sort of pet of the main of Huntrix of the characters, because that'd be awesome just to have him chilling there.
Yeah.
Be great.
You also like the six-eyed bird as well.
Yeah, he's a bit of a but it's an actual Korean folklore thing, isn't it? The tiger and the bird. It's actually in
Yeah,
Korean folklore.
apparently there's a lot of magpies in Korea because that bird is based off a magpie. It's meant to be a magpie. So the bird's supposed to be a magpie, and that's supposed to be a tiger. Apparently, the tiger is the national animal of Korea. So it technically is like a symbolism of Korea, of South Korea. And apparently there is a lot of there's a lot of stories and folklore around tigers as because of that in their history and folklore, as well as something with magpies. I don't know why, but for some reason the combination of the two, there is a reason for it, which is really cool. Just how deep they went into that kind of side of things with the culture. I mean, that is definitely Maggie Kang because obviously she's Korean, so it makes sense. Um, but yeah, I can see Dexter Dog. I can see Dexter Dog. He's walked off again.
Yeah, he's trying to get the mice. There's mice under the shed.
Oh, okay.
Daisy isn't here. She's her parents are at Barnard Castle, so they've taken Daisy with them. So Dexter's
Oh, okay.
just Dexter here.
Okay. Okie doke. But yes, it is a good film. I do love K-pop Demon Hunters. It's a good film. But actually, while we're here, Sam, we could have a quick chat about. We was going to do a live stream, obviously, when I first initially spoke about this.
Yeah, let's have a chat. Where's my TF Nation money?
My dad took it.
I will use this on you if you don't give me the TF Nation money.
What is it?
It's a brush for cleaning keyboards. I will brush your head with this little brush, which is great for cleaning keyboards. It's the whole thing in there. It's like a little cleaning kit for laptops and computers. It's quite useful. But yeah, if you don't give me that money, mate, I'll put a video out, and I will literally do a video of me slowly brushing your head with this little brush.
My dad took it for board and everything. Sorry.
I see. I'll brush your head then.
Well, yeah, like I was saying a moment ago, talking about the information about I don't know if there's been anything else. Let me get rid of this because I can only do so much when it comes to sharing so much at once. All right, so look, I can find it. The information that I found, the articles that I found about on Equestria Daily talking about the possible restructure of the brand. They're talking about restructuring the MLP brand.
Yeah, I heard about
I don't know if there's been anything else since that, but let me just find. Right, I think I put the. Yeah, I have. Thank you very much to myself because I am such a great person. I am so clever. I put the links in the description below, like everybody should. And when it comes to YouTube videos, you always should put the links in the description. This makes it easier for people like me who's an idiot. And I can't be asked to search. Right. Is that the first one? Yes, it is. So let me bring it up. This was the first one. Let me just to kind of refresh people's minds. There might have been more to this. I don't know because I've been away from this stuff for a while. Are you seeing this, Sam?
Yeah.
Right. Let me just get. That'll be better. Right. Let me get back to this. Let me get back. Right, so it says obviously this was the first article I found, which is what do you think Hasbro is going to do with a brand reinvention of MLP? So that news yesterday was interesting. So yeah, this is the second one, but anyway, so Pony is getting a big rework in 2027. While that means we have even longer before more cartoon equine content returns, at least we have some nugget of information finally. So what do you think they meant when they said a brand reinvention? What are we going to see new ponies? Are we leaving Equestria for another world? Will it be ponies at all? Drop your ideas below. So that was the first one. So let me just get the second one up. Oops. That was very bad of me. Let me just get the second one up. And let me then. There we go. So this is the This was the actual first one, and that was the second one. But anyway, so I'm going to show both. So, Year of the Pony in 2026, and Full Metal Pony rebrand, brand reinvention. Says, well, what is that news? We finally have some information about the future of Pony arriving from IMG licensing. Apparently, the entire My Little Pony brand will be getting a massive reboot in 2027. We've promised new look, new content, and of course, new products. They are citing 2026 as the year of the pony, but don't mention any new content for that period, image-wise. This means our hiatus just got a lot longer, but we also have the potential of some fun stuff in 2026, but it's likely going to be like 2027 by the time we actually see any of this. So this was the actual quote that IMG licensing said. So it says the phenomenon of My Little Pony began with classic pony toys that were introduced in 1983 and instantly became a worldwide hit with a 40-year hoof print and over 90% awareness across major markets. The Ponyverse is one of the best known brands on the planet. The future of My Little Pony sparkles bright as it celebrates the year of the pony in 2026, as well as a brand new reinvention in 2027 with a new look, tons of new content, and innovative products in the works. So that was the two initial and articles I did talk about. So with that said, Sam, what does that say to you? Let's just have a quick chat about it.
I actually think that regarding MLP in general in its future, a rebranding wouldn't surprise me because let's be rather blunt. I'm going to be completely blunt here. G5 was in part a failure.
Yes.
Like the film was brilliant, the film did well, but the series really struggled to pick up any motion. It didn't
Yep.
really start becoming sort of popular, shall we say, till near the end.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, if MLP is going to sort of survive effectively, it needs to change. It needs to evolve. You'll never be able to recreate Gen 4. Friendship is magic. You'll never be able to recreate it. So if they are going to reinvent it, it needs to be something completely different. I'd say completely new characters, no links to G4, G5. It needs to be a brand new thing. But they need to try and realize what made G4 so great, and they need to take that, and then they need to bring that over to a new generation. So effectively, they need to emulate G4. Don't copy it, but keep its message and its values, and then you may well have a success with whatever happens next.
What do you think this whole reinvention means? Do you think they're going to get rid of the pony thing, or whether they're going to carry on going with ponies, but just?
I don't think they'll get rid of ponies because I mean MLP's been around since what like 1980s, so it's been around a good 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they'll get rid of it. I think they'll change it in some way. They'll change it in some fundamentally big way. They might recreate it altogether. They might change characters completely. They might do spin-off stuff. Who knows? But I can't see them like getting rid of ponies because my Little Pony is such a big thing. I don't think they'll get rid of that whole aspect of it. But I think it'll be redesigned, recreated, and become something new. Like I said, I think they need to go back to the table and really look at, your golden years was G4. G5 G5 could have worked, but they were too busy trying to make it its own thing as well as trying to link it into G4. So generally, I think they need to move away from a G6, if you will. They don't want a Generation 6. They need to reinvent it completely. So yeah, I think a complete reinvention may well work. And sort of just to throw, because I know Sam asked a question there asking about the Netflix live action Scooby Doo series. I've heard about it. Honestly, it could be pretty interesting to see a live action Scooby Doo series, but I think it largely depends on what the series will be like, whether or not we'll be looking at a live action series literally based off Scooby Doo as we know it, or whether or not it's going to end up being some sort of more horror themed series. I have heard about it, but then again, there's a lot of stuff that Netflix are apparently going to be working on, like live action adaptations. But regarding Scooby Doo, it could work. I mean, the original live action Scooby Doo film that came out, what was it, 2002? I think that came out.
It was
I like it. Like the first one, anyway. I really like. I think it was a very good live action production. It was a really good adaptation for Scooby Doo. It worked. The real truth is, what are Netflix planning? As I said, is it going to emulate Scooby Doo as we know it? More like a light-hearted, not so serious, like group of friends, mystery solving against sort of people who are dressing up as various different creatures, or are we going to be looking at some sort of actual horror-based thing involving a group of high schoolers? You know, it really depends what Netflix do with it. Actually, to be fair, until Sam mentioned it, I completely forgotten about it because it was mentioned some time ago. So, but yeah, generally interested to see what it'll be like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I like the films we've already had before, the ones with Freddie Prinze Jr. in it, and the last one played Buffy.
Yeah, Sarah Michelle Gellar, I believe.
Yeah,
I think that's her
Sarah
name.
Michelle Gellar, yeah. And those two films I like. I think they were probably the closest adaptations to Scooby Doo as a character, and keeping with the cartoon-esque feel. And I think just the casting choices for those parts, playing Fred, and because obviously the guy who plays Shaggy in those two films, he actually went on to voice him in the cartoons later. He actually replaced the guy that he actually replaced the main voice actor for Shaggy. Um, the first two films were fantastic. I haven't really seen any of the other ones that came out after that. Um,
They did like I said, they had the first one, they had the second one, which I think it's called Monsters Unleashed.
hmm,
Um, there is a third one, like live action. I'll be honest, I don't like the third one because it's a bit sort of cheap, straight to DVD type of thing.
yeah,
It's like a prequel idea, like when they were all younger and when they all first met.
it's
I
probably
don't
it's probably based off a pup named Scooby Doo.
probably I didn't particularly like the third one they did, but like the first two were good. The first one's my favourite.
Yeah, the first two. I mean, yeah, yeah, I like both of them to be honest. I think the first two ones they did with starring Freddie Prinze Jr. and Sarah Michelle Gellar and all that. I think they were good. I really do enjoy those two. But when it comes to Netflix handling it, I don't know. It depends who the writers are. Depends who the team are behind this possible thing. Um, I'm hoping we don't get like I don't know. I mean, like Sam said, I don't know what they're going with. I don't know if they're going to go with a more mature theme with it, like they did with Archie, where they did the series called Riverdale, didn't they? Which is based off the Archie comics, Archie cartoons. Archie and all that. And then obviously they did the Sabrina series, which was much more matured, and then obviously that was
Yeah,
short.
Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. The first two seasons were really good. The third season kind of killed it because the third
Mm,
season just wasn't very good. I don't quite know where they went wrong because I have watched all three seasons of Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, and it is more. I think it's more closely linked to the original comics for
mm.
Sabrina. Like I said, the first two seasons are brilliant. The third season, not very good.
Yeah, to be honest, I only watched a couple of episodes of that Chilling Adventure one. I just didn't really like. I don't even like the Riverdale one they did either.
Never watched Riverdale, so can't comment.
I'm hoping they don't go down that road with Scooby Doo. Yeah, I understand it's about ghosts, I guess, paranormal, but yeah, they're not real. It's not a real ghost. It's usually people in a suit. That is usually the thing. It's like that's the whole thing. Is we know who this person is, and they rip the mask off, and there we go every time. So I don't know whether I don't know. I'm kind of getting a bit sick of these live action adaptations now, to be honest. I don't know if it'd work. I mean, if they kept the essence like the original two films, where they keep the essence where it is family friendly, where it's a good cast, a decent cast playing the characters, and they probably get Frank Welker to play Scooby Doo, because obviously he is the voice of Scooby Doo and also Fred in the cartoons, even to this day. Even though it was originally Don Messick back in the day, and Frank Welker took over after Don Messick died. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it'll work until we get some actual concrete stuff like a trailer, for instance. I can't really say too much about that. It's just I'm getting a little bit sick of live action stuff based on cartoons because it very rarely works, except for the Sonic stuff. Because the Sonic franchise has the people behind the scenes of those films have done very well. They did my boy Shadow the Hedgehog very well. I was so happy at Shadow being a good, really well developed character, and he is Shadow that I remember from the cartoons and from the games. And also they gave him his motorbike, which is great. I'm like, yes. The only downside to Sonic 3 is they didn't have one. They didn't put a song in there. They probably didn't have the rights to it. One of those things, but probably just one of them things. But there is one song I would have loved them to actually have put in there, and it's basically a song called "All of Me," I think it's called, by Crutch 25, I think the band's called, and it's from Shadow the Hedgehog video game. He actually made a standalone Shadow video game for the PS2 back in the day, and he comes. It's part of the intro for that game, like the opening animation thing, and it's really cool. It's like you are all of me. Yeah, and that's a great song. I would have loved that song somehow in Sonic 3 when Shadow appears. That'd have been like, brilliant. But unfortunately no. But no. But yeah. Getting back onto the question, I don't know really. Until we actually get something concrete, we actually get like a trailer or something that we can actually, get something from. I have a feeling they're going to go down the whole Wednesday thing. Probably going to make it feel a bit like Wednesday, a bit like, Supernatural a little bit. Even though it is kind of supernatural-esque, but they're not actual ghosts. They're just people in a suit with a mask. I don't know. Silver Moon. It's kind of like it's the journey of what they go through, the hijinks, etc. Because we all know it is guy girl in a mask in a way that makes us love it all. Yeah, exactly. I don't know how they'd handle it because literally, like, they'd have to probably do like each episode probably be like a self-contained episode. If they was gonna do like a series, because I don't know how they can do it unless it's just one big elaborate plot, and they basically just like bring in as many possible characters from the cartoon as possible, like bad guy characters. I don't know how it's going to work really. Also, I'm going to I'm also getting tired of cartoons and live action conversations. Yeah. Yeah, so am I. I mean, like I say, I do like what they're doing with the Sonic the Hedgehog live action films. I like where they're going with it. I would say the Sonic the Hedgehog films are probably the more faithful when it comes to a video game adaptation, as well as obviously Sonic is in cartoon format as well. I honestly think Sonic the Hedgehog stuff, the live action films, are probably the closest and the best we're going to get for a while. I honestly do, because the people behind the scenes of those films know what they're doing. They are fans of the franchise. They have probably followed the games because. I mean, the thing is, as well, I know this is a different jaunt, but at the end of the day, this is more of a chilled out stream anyway. But I've said this to you, haven't I, Sam, about the live action Sonic films, and I actually called it. I'm not going to say. By the way, I'm just going to say, if anybody hasn't seen Sonic 3 yet, I'm going to be very careful what I say, because obviously at the end credit scene, another character does get unveiled. And I called it before it even happened. And Sam was like, "How did you know it was going to be that character?" And I was like, "I just knew." Because I have a feeling that they are adapting, even though they are technically adapting the video games, they are technically adapting scenarios and bringing in enemies that were part of the video games, such as like Metasonic, for instance, and a couple of other characters that we've seen. They are technically kind of going down the video game route, but they're also going down, I think, when it comes to them being on Earth, on our planet, I think they're going down the story of Sonic X. If anybody out there has ever had Sky Digital and when Jetix was a channel, Sonic X was a great series, and Sonic X was like a series where Sonic and his friends come through a portal, and they end up on our world, and they end up the Sonic and his friends end up befriending a boy called Chris, who is a child with his grandfather, who's an inventor, and his parents are like, his mum's like a big like league actress, which is a big difference to the live action films. But you see, there's some kind of there is something there, that the fact that the Sonic live action films are based on our planet. They come through a rift. They come through like a portal into our world. All of his friends, one by one, start coming through the portal or of coming after him. So you've got Shadow, who technically is like an alias. He's not a friend, but he does help him out from time to time. But then obviously you've got Knuckles, you've got Tails, and you've got Sonic, and then the character that was unveiled in the end credits of the third film. And the way it works, it's actually in order of Sonic X. It's have like characters that appear, because the first friend to appear is Tails. Back when Sonic is stranded on Earth, Sonic's first, of course. Then the friend after that is Tails, and then the friend after that is Knuckles, and then after the friend after that is Amy, and then there's another character called Cream, Cream and something. I don't know if they're going to be in this film or not. I'd be very surprised if they make an appearance, because then it would be Sonic X. But there's the character called Cream, this female character. I've forgotten. I think she's like meant to be like a rabbit or something, like based on a rabbit. I don't know. Cream and Cheese. There we go. It's Cream is the character that looks a little bit like Sonic and Amy and all that. And then she's got like a pet that's called Cheese. This pet thing. I don't know if she'll be in there or not, but it's just, it makes me feel like, even though Sonic X is a bit is different when it comes to the story, but the fact that is in our world, it just kind of gives me Sonic X vibes with the way it comes over. It's like the way that they're introducing the characters, but they are as well going in. They are going in. They're also going in kind of the whole Cream the Rabbit. Yes, cheese. Yes, Cream the Rabbit. Thank you. Yeah, cream and cheese. Cream and cheese. But yeah, I mean, I just get Sonic X vibes from the live action films. Just, even though, like I said, they are going down a little bit of the video games. Of course they are. They're bringing in like bad guys that they fight in the video games. So like Sonic CD, for instance. I think Amy is in. I think it's Sonic CD. Amy makes her appearance as a character. Yeah. I think Amy makes her appearance in Sonic CD. I can't remember now. But yeah, because the first three Sonic games, it's Sonic, and then Sonic and Tails, and Sonic and Knuckles. The first three games, which makes sense of the first three. The first two friends to come through is Tails and Knuckles. But then after that, you start getting all of his other friends coming through, and obviously Shadow does come into it a little bit, but he does also get his own video game as well. Amy Rose, yeah, I was right. Sonic the Hedgehog CD for Sega CD in 1993. Yeah, that kind of makes right. She wasn't a playable character in Sonic CD, but that's where she made her first appearance. Sonic CD.
But you have really been right about every single ending for the Sonic films. Every one.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything. You know, you even guessed right that Shadow would be revealed at the end of the second film, and you were right.
Well, I didn't really. I was just kind of like, I have a feeling Shadow. I've got a feeling Shadow, possibly Shadow, something with Shadow, because before the third film came out. Well, obviously before the second film came out, because obviously the end credit scene was for Sonic. Well, for Shadow's unveiling was the end credit scene of Sonic 2, and I heard rumors that Keanu Reeves was kind of being eyed to, kind of being seen to voice a character in the third Sonic film, and people are like, Shadow, because John Wick, Shadow, kind of
Yeah.
like. So yeah, basically, I was like, yeah, I think we're gonna get Shadow, and then the end credit scene happened, and I was just like, because Shadow's ace. Shadow's his own agent. I love Rogue. Oh, there's another character I'd love to see in live action. Rouge the Bat. Not for certain reasons of her anatomy, but she's a good character, and also she kind of works with Shadow. She's her own agent as well. She's like a rogue agent. Same with Shadow. People have a feeling that we're going to get Rouge the Bat, possibly maybe in a Shadow spin-off. Because apparently because they've done a spin-off for Knuckles, haven't they? They did like a little mini-series for Knuckles. But apparently they are going to be they're looking at doing a spin-off series, like live-action series, based just on Shadow. And apparently we might possibly get Rouge the Bat. I'm hoping. But knowing my luck, because of correctness, she probably might be not the character I remember. If you know what I mean. If you've ever watched Sonic X, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Basically, John likes her because she's got boobs.
What are you talking about? Get your mind out of the gutter, you. I love her for her personality. Eyes are up here, Sam. Always remember that. Not here.
Yeah.
There's a lady in the comments probably choking on a drink now. I don't know.
Sam's a veteran of TF Nation. She's paired far worse. You know, many a game of Cards Against Humanity, so, you know, probably heard far worse.
That's true. But yeah, who knows what's going to happen? I mean, there's a lot of characters they can bring into it. There's Blaze the cat. I don't know much about her as a character though, but she's in like later games. She comes into it after. She comes into it later. But you've got Blaze the cat. You've got you've got loads of characters that they can still bring into the franchise, but it might get a little bit too much though, because part of me thinks the live action stuff, it's going to be like a whole thing. I have a feeling I'm hoping that at one point we might go back to Mobius. I really would like a live action film where Sonic somehow, because he's got the rings, the portals, maybe Tails comes up with an idea for them to use the rings for them to go back to Mobius. And for a film or for a sequence or whatever, they go back to their norm, where they come from, because that's where they're from. They're from Mobius. That's the planet, the place the Sonic and his friends come from is Mobius, planet Mobius, which is technically kind of like planet Earth, but it's like an alternate reality. And obviously Robotnik is the true kind of like overlord of that world, or Eggman, depending on continuity.
Yeah, it depends on what continuity you're on. I mean, I think the only Sonic that I'm aware of, that's effectively its own universe is Sonic Underground. Is that the only one which is basically not linked into the main Sonic?
To be honest, everything's its own continuity. It's a little bit of a weird thing, because the games are one thing, the video games is one continuity. The comic books are again another completely off the wall. I mean, you actually find in the comic books, because in the cartoons you don't, like in Sonic Underground, for instance, you see Sonic's mother. But yet that's not their mother. That's not Sonic's mother. So that makes it completely separate. because actually there is actually in the comic books you do actually find out Sonic does have obviously a mother and a father, and obviously he does. I think he becomes orphaned. I don't know. But they actually do look like him. They're actually blue. His parents are blue, just like him being a blue hedgehog. It makes sense biologically. Um, but yeah, in every other part of media, they are never mentioned. His parents, his biological parents, are never even mentioned once in any of the other media, cartoons or anything. It's just the comic books where they're mentioned. It's really weird. The Sonic thing is all over the place continuity wise, which it makes it quite difficult. I think that's why they're grounding the live action stuff with. I think apparently they are borrowing from all aspects of media for story ideas, but I think they're primarily borrowing from the video games and the cartoons. So I think that's why they went with the original thing of that wise owl, the owl being like the protector, like looking after Sonic. Like at the beginning of the first one, the owl that gets captured by the Echidna,
Yeah.
which is the race of Knuckles' race. But yeah, it's an interesting thing because when it comes to media, I mean, I've never read any of the Sonic comic books. I've absolutely no idea where that goes, how deep it goes. There's some stuff that is canon and stuff that isn't canon. Then you've got the video game stuff, and then even though the games kind of change a lot as well, and they've introduced a lot of different characters over time as well. It's become a very different beast now with Sonic. That's why I'm saying I think they're borrowing aspects of Sonic X with the storyline, because Sonic X is the only animated series I know where Sonic comes to our world. He becomes to Earth. He, like, he makes friends with a human boy, which makes sense. Is that Chris, the boy Chris, and his grandfather and his family, they get Sonic and his friends get taken in by them and protected by him, and that's basically where they're kind of like when Robotnik, in Sonic X it's Eggman, Eggman continuity. So I mean, yeah, it's who knows, who knows. I'm looking forward to the future of what the Sonic stuff might happen. I mean, I don't know all of it. I know some of the characters, but I don't know much about the background. But
You've been spot on every Sonic film. You've literally. I'm surprised you haven't just done a video on YouTube where you successfully guessed the next 6 live action Sonic films, and then you just become the messiah of Sonic. You know, it's like the second coming of Jesus, but it's the coming of John. That's a scary thought, that, isn't it?
Very, very.
What do you bring us, oh John? Sonic. I thought the whole second coming was peace on Earth. Nah, just Sonic. Okay. So no wisdom or anything, oh great John. Watch Sonic. You know. Yeah. So yeah, the second coming is John with his knowledge of Sonic. Brings a whole different meaning to the Bible.
Yeah, suppose so.
Peace through John. It's an interesting comment, that. Peace through John.
Peace through John. But no, it's just I just like Sonic, but it's just unfortunately it's a little bit all over the place with continuity. It's difficult to pace. It's difficult to keep track of, because they've changed it that many times. It's like the Transformers continuity. Like you've got G1 continuity, then you've got the comic book continuity, then you've got whatever came after that. Everything's different. The only thing that kind of connects and is canon is Beast Wars to G1, because it's like before Optimus and Megatron and everything come out of stasis, and it's within that time frame of like millions of years that they were in stasis on board the Ark when they crash land on Earth, and that's where the Beast Wars takes place. in prehistoric Earth, basically. So yeah, that's the only continuity I can say where you can kind of like canonize it and it works when it comes to the story. But yeah, it's really Sonic is all over the place continuity wise. It really is. I mean, like you were saying about Sonic Underground, that is definitely its own thing, its own continuity because it's not mentioned that he has any siblings. In any of the iterations of the media, it's never mentioned that Sonic has siblings, like his sister Sonia and Manic. They are not. I've never heard them mentioned in any other cartoons besides Sonic Underground. I don't know if they're in the comic books. I've no idea. That's Sonic Underground, yes.
It's the only Sonic I own. It's the only Sonic box set I own is Sonic Underground. I
I,
love Sonic Underground.
and it is a good series, but my all-time favourite, as I destroy my bedroom in the process of moving,
Yeah, I'll fully admit to the entire internet, this converted shed is largely just used to store most of my crap, which is largely just DVDs.
no. This will forever be my personal favourite Sonic the Hedgehog series.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, is that the original?
That is 93, I believe. It came out the same year as the one with the more kiddie version with the two robots.
Yeah, I
Remember?
know the one.
It came out the same year, and Jaleel White is the voice of Sonic in both series. But this one is darker. This one is Jim Cummings Robotnik. He is my personal favourite Robotnik to this day. He is dark, sinister. Gary Chalk also did a version, which is Sonic Underground. Gary Chalk is Sonic Underground Robotnik. Jim Cummings. But yeah, 26 episodes. It only had 2 seasons and it got cancelled, unfortunately. But this is known as the Sat AM Sonic series, as it's affectionately known by the fans. Sat AM, as it means Saturday morning Sonic series, because it's a bit confusing because you've got the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, which is the more kiddie version, and they both came out the same year. It is really confusing how because this is a much darker, a bit more of an older child audience. This is based at because it is dark. You see characters getting roboticized left, right, and center. It is pretty dark for a kids' cartoon at the time for the time. 93, we're talking this. I think 93. Was it say? No. But yeah, I'm so glad I've got this. So I've always loved that series, and also the intro song is just great. But I want to get Sonic X. I don't know if it's ever been released. I might have to import it. I had to import that one, unfortunately, because I have never seen this in the UK fully. But I do want to get Sonic X because that's my next favourite Sonic series because it has literally all of his friends in it. And it feels a little bit like Sat AM Sonic, but it's set on Earth instead of Mobius. That's the only difference. And obviously you've got human characters coming involved in it. But I would like a Sonic series. I don't want them to make a carbon copy of this. All right, I don't want a carbon copy of this series, the Sat AM Sonic series. I don't want a carbon copy, but I would like them to make a 2D animated series for Sonic the Hedgehog that is similar to this in style, as in it's a bit darker. It's not too dark. It's still a kids' cartoon, but I would like them to have bring back Sally, bring back those characters that I love in this series. His friends that do not get mentioned ever again outside of anything but that series, which is really annoying. Part of me really wants them to do Princess Sally for live action Sonic, and I don't think it's going to happen just yet. because if they do, because like I said, they have said the people that are writing the scripts and coming up with formulating the films, the live action stuff, they are taking, like I said, they're taking nuances from the cartoons and the video games and possibly the comic books, all the media that we have to offer. They are technically combining it all and getting ideas from all of it that we've seen in the past. So by that means, all media means they could possibly do something like this in live action, where we might start getting Bonnie and Sally. We probably could get those two because I do like Bonnie. However, getting a voice actress would be very difficult because Bonnie was voiced by the actress who voiced Dexter in Dexter's Lab, and she died in real life. So she died quite a while ago. She also was the voice of Babe in the film Babe. I love that film, Babe. Anyway, but yeah, so she voiced Bonnie in this series. So it'd be difficult to find someone that can emulate that voice if they did bring her back. I don't know.
Babe wouldn't have lasted 5 minutes on my farm. It would have been like, oh look, cute pig, bacon time, on a chopping block he goes. Would have been like one chapter. Then chapter 2 would have been Sam and the bacon sandwich. Yeah, formerly Babe.
Yep. Sam says, I want the complete G1 MLP series, but it was never released. It was only ever released in the US. Unfortunately, yeah, it seems to be a thing. I mean, like I said, luckily I have a multi-regional DVD player, and there are some DVDs in my collection for Transformers and whatever series I have. There are some series that have been fully released in the UK, such as like Thundercats, for instance, He-Man. They've been released in the UK, and I've got the UK versions of those box sets. Oh no, I haven't got He-Man. I've got Thundercats though. I don't know. No, I haven't got He-Man. No, I haven't got He-Man. I've got Thundercats. But when it comes to Transformers, right, I've got Beast Wars. Beast Wars has never been released in the UK, and I'm really hoping they'll do something in the future where they do release it as a UK.
Oh, Beast Wars. It did have a UK release, right?
I've never seen it as a UK release. I had to download.
I've got the UK release.
They released Beast Machines in the UK. They never released Beast Wars because I've never found it. But I had to import Beast Wars, the complete series, from Shout Factory because Shout Factory had the rights to Beast Wars for physical media for a DVD box set. And Shout Factory, they're the ones that released a lot of stuff like the Power Rangers box sets and stuff. But they lost the rights to do that because Hasbro pulled the plug on Hasbro and Power Rangers and stuff. So, yeah. But if in my collection, DVD-wise, that unfortunately I've had to import because I've never been able to find them in the UK. But there is one thing that I know they've finally released the first 5 seasons of Digimon in the UK, finally. Which took them a long time to do. Digimon, digital monsters, Digimon are the champions. Digimon, digital monsters, Digimon are the champions. Saving the digital champions to save the digital world. Digimon. I have some Beast Wars on DVD. I got some VS to sign it at AA a while back. Nice, really nice.
I've got Beast Wars on DVD, like all of it. I'm sure it's a UK release. It's probably one of these boxes somewhere. Literally, I've never got two bloody plastic storage boxes here, stuffed full of bloody DVDs.
Yeah. It's a little bit strange. It's like, unfortunately, I mean, when I'm going to America in September. I am going to try and raid as many anywhere that sells media, anything that I have never seen in the UK. I'm buying and I bring it home. Even as long as it's not Blu-ray, because I do know they've started to region lock Blu-rays in America.
Mm.
I found that out the wrong way, in a very expensive way, because I imported the Blu-ray box set of Full Metal Alchemist, the original Full Metal Alchemist, not Brotherhood, the original. And yes, it wouldn't work. Even though most Blu-ray players are multi-region, they will work. Most Blu-ray players will work with region B or whatever, multi-regional. But it was region locked. So if you import stuff from Japan, from America, sorry, be very careful, because if it's Blu-ray, they seem to region lock Blu-rays. Yeah.
Is that the one?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the American one. It's region 1.
They have released the original Full Alchemist series in the UK now, though, so I have actually got the UK version of it now. But because I actually bought it from Funimation's website, because Funimation, they were selling some past stock real cheap on their website, and that's where I bought it from. And I found out that it was region locked, unfortunately.
Oh, and Sam, check out me.
Oh well.
It's 3D printed.
I had a feeling it
Yeah,
was.
I picked him up about a month ago, I think. Hull had a little Comic Con a few months ago, and I picked him up from there. So now I've got a little Toothless. But yeah, the issue with well, in general, regions could be a problem. But anyway, cheers, everybody.
Bloody hell, someone's bought alcohol.
Cheers. There is alcohol in the shed because that way my dad. But cheers.
Right, I'm going to follow Sam. I'm going to follow Sam because this needs to be documented. Is that it?
Yeah, it's having a shot. What? Were you expecting me to? Sorry, were you just like expecting me to down this entire bottle of Southern Comfort?
Oh, Southern Comfort Black. I haven't actually tried that one yet.
Yeah, it'd probably kill me. It's like 40% if I went and did that whole bottle.
Wouldn't kill you. Would it, Sam? Silvermoon Sam. It wouldn't kill him if he downed the whole bottle, would it? No.
Pretty sure it would.
No, you just need to go to hospital and get your stomach pumped. Possibly. Well, that depends.
You know, since I do have a dragon that lives in the shed.
Oh, nice. Surprised you haven't got any Aragon Dragon.
I have Saphira on pre-order. They recently did a release of Saphira as an actual model, and I have her on pre-order. Shipping's due September, I think. So yeah, I've actually got her pre-ordered.
Nice.
I also have a Deadpool Pikachu.
I want it.
But this is one of my favourite things. This I'll try and show it to Carrots a bit. It's Princess Luna sleeping on a cloud.
Oh.
Yeah, it's quite a nice little thing.
She looks dead.
Well, she's sleeping on a cloud.
Yeah, that's what we tell the kids. She's just sleeping. But Rainbow Dash being 20% cooler than all the others, and gave her a heart attack and she died. Oh well, you know, nobody really cares about Luna anyway. We all know that Cadence is the party animal of the princesses, don't we? We all know that we all know that Cadence is the party animal. She gets all the boys' blood pumping, if you know what I mean.
She's the princess of love. It's her job. Literally job is to make people fall in love.
Yes.
If we want to talk ponies as well. I mean, aside from the obviously that Luna, I've got this little Scootaloo as well. Unfortunately, the paint started to come off her, as you can probably tell. I've had her quite a while. Unfortunately, the paint started to chip. John, do you own a TF Nation exclusive figure?
I used to have Rune, yes. She was up here on top. I can't find her at the minute. I used to have that one, yeah. No, I don't know. No. I can't see her at the moment. I did have it, yes. I remember buying that. Well, I think that's everything we wanted to really talk about tonight, isn't it, really? It was mostly talking about K-pop Demon Hunters, and then we kind of went talking about other stuff. But
watch it, Sam. Watch it. You'll love it. It's definitely your type of film.
Yeah, K-pop Demon Hunters, Sam. Go watch it. We can talk at TF Nation about it.
I'm probably going to go watch it tonight. Honestly. Alright, sure.
I'm hoping it is a physical release.
It will do. We'll get a physical. It technically already has. I think it's available on DVD in Korea, in South Korea. I think, but it will get a physical release. I mean, if they do some like special edition version, I'll buy it. But yeah, they'll do a release, 100%. It's that popular. They'll do a physical release. It'll probably get announced in 2 or 3 months' time. It'll probably be out about. I reckon it'll be February or March next year. It'll be released.
Also, just before we do decide to go, I'm just gonna be an arsehole. I'm gonna share where you can check out my review. Are you seeing it, Sam?
Yeah, what's that say there? Minus 700 subscribers. I love that screenshot, that pause.
Yeah. Right. So, if anybody's interested, because like I said at the beginning of the video, of the stream, should I say, near the beginning, I did say, because I uploaded my review of K-pop Demon Hunters to this channel originally, but yeah, I don't know. I decided to take it down, re-edit it, and upload it on my main channel. My main channel is TF Nosy. If anybody's interested, so if you're interested, go and check out my review of K-pop Demon Hunters once you've seen it, of course. I mean, there's a lot of people talking about it, but for some reason, mine doesn't have anything of love for it for some reason. But anyway, don't we love YouTube and how difficult it's becoming to get known?
It's probably because you're a single bloke who's still living at home, and everyone's just like, how sad for this man. But then other people are probably like, well, this Firestorm guy on YouTube's even sadder because he lives in a shed. I mean, people may think I live in the shed. I don't, but they might.
Probably. Well, anyways, people, we're going to say goodbye for tonight. Lawrence was going to join us, but he did say he was meeting a friend of his tonight, so it's all good. But hopefully we will come back together soon. We will be going to UK PonyCon. Hopefully the tickets have been announced.
12th of July. So with
so next week.
about a week. Yeah, about a week's time.
So 12th of July, UK PonyCon tickets in Birmingham live.
Interesting thing, real quick, mate, about UK PonyCon. They're actually doing 2 concerts this year.
Ah, interesting.
They're doing a concert Friday night and a concert Saturday night.
Yeah, interesting. Wow. But yeah, so hopefully if all goes well, it generally depends on me as well, because obviously I am going to TF Nation in August, and then I'm going to America in September for 2 weeks. It generally depends if I've got any money left over once I get back that I can put towards UK PonyCon as well. Even though it's not going to be very long until I'm going there, so it's all up in the air. But I would definitely like to try and get to UK PonyCon. I've reserved my hotel room. I have reserved my hotel room just in case I can do it, but we'll wait and see. But we'll wait and see how we go. It generally depends on cash. But UK PonyCon, I would definitely like to be there. It's going to be interesting with it being in Birmingham this year. I know you said, Sam, apparently that they are looking about returning back to Nottingham, aren't they, at some point?
Possibly, yeah. Just sort of really quickly. So they're in Birmingham this year due to Nottingham, because obviously they're normally based at Nottingham University. Basically, Nottingham University couldn't offer them an alternative date, but it clashed with something else, so it wouldn't have worked. So it was very last minute Birmingham. They put basically the PonyCon organisers basically said that they were very close to cancelling PonyCon for 2025, but it was very last minute for Birmingham. They have said that quite a lot of people have said because it's in Birmingham this year, they're going for the first time, because Birmingham's obviously easier to get to than Nottingham.
It is.
They have said, depending on how things go this year in Birmingham, depends on whether or not Birmingham becomes a new home, or if they go back to Nottingham. Although they have implied in the future, maybe there could be 2 PonyCons, one in Birmingham, one in Nottingham. It just depends. But yeah, at the moment, it depends how well this year's goes as to whether or not Birmingham becomes the new home, or if next year they're back at Nottingham.
I hope I can go, because I would love to go again. But we'll wait and see. It just depends on cash, because I can't really afford to do everything, unfortunately. But hopefully I can probably do it. But we'll wait and see. Just get America out the way. That's the main thing that I'm currently focusing on saving for at the moment. Well, anyways, but thank you so much for watching, everybody. Thank you to Sam Silvermoon, our good friend. Thank you for joining us this evening. Thank you for commenting. Go watch K-pop Demon Hunters if you haven't seen it already. It is bloody good.
Watch it. And watch it again. And again.
Fellow fans of My Little Pony and Equestria Girls alike, you will enjoy it, because we both got Equestria Girl vibes from it, with the way the comedy factor, the way that the girls kind of Equestria Girl vibes from that side of it. The music is fantastic, and it is just all around pretty cool. So go watch it if you haven't already, and also go check out the actual soundtrack. It is available everywhere, pretty much, that you can stream, or you can actually physically buy it soon as well. So I will definitely be buying it on vinyl. I will definitely look about getting the vinyl for K-pop Demon Hunters. because that's up for pre-order at the moment. I do like my records, my vinyl records. They're awesome. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday and your weekend, everybody. We shall hopefully be back very soon. I do apologise that it's been like a month or so since we last did a stream or did anything on the channel again. Life has gotten in the way. But we will try to do something very soon. I'll get all three of us together to talk about whatever. Also, keep our eyes peeled, probably because we're probably not going to start getting any information until 2026 about anything. So looking at 2026 to 2027 from the information that I found, where we might start getting new information and new products and media and stuff. Well, anyway, that's enough from me. So, bye-bye from me. Take care. Have a great weekend. And see you soon.
Bye. Go watch K-pop Demon Hunters. Get obsessed with it. Love it. And yeah, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Also, watch K-pop Demon Hunters. And sequel.
Yes, definitely sequel.
Have a good night. Peace out, guys.
Bye-bye.